Now, let's talk about the 5 whys. Whys, no? Bakit? The 5 whys is a very simple yet so powerful tool in coming up to the root cause of a problem. Sometimes our problem is we try to solve something that's superficial. Akala natin problema, pero actually symptom lang siya ng problema. Hindi siya yung problema talaga. And if you don't solve the underlying root cause of the problem, then the problem hindi mo na solve. No? You try to solve something very superficial and it's still there, the problem is still there, and the problem will still pop up. The 5 whys is a very simple yet powerful tool in figuring out what's the root of the problem. Ano yung pinakaugat na pinanggagalingan ng problema. The benefits of the 5 why is that it helps identify the root cause of the problem, yung punot dulo, understand how one process can cause a chain of problems. No? If you see the root cause of the problem, you will be able to see yung chain effect of that particular root cause causing other problems and making it bigger. Determine the relationship between the root causes, diba? And highly effective without complicated, no, in evaluation techniques. There's a lot of techniques in coming up with or identifying the root cause, but from experience, no, the 5 whys, you can use that in most of the problem solving that you face. When to use for simple and moderately difficult problems, hindi complex. More complex problems may require a combination of other tools, which we are not going to cover right now because we're covering only the basic, standard, simple, easy to use, creative, problem-solving techniques. When problems involve human factors or interactions, it's also very, very helpful. Remember, you have to distinguish the root cause from the symptom. Diba? You have to distinguish the root cause from the symptom. The symptom is just an external manifestation of the root cause. It's not the root cause. Diba? Masakit ang ulo ko. That's a symptom. Diba? May migraine pala ako. That's the root cause. So those are two different things. You have to be able to understand saan nanggagaling yung symptom. Ano ang nagkakos dun sa symptom. Make sure that you are attributing the right or the correct answer to each why. So it's very simple, no? Balikan natin yung car incident. My car won't start. Why? Because the lights were left open. The battery got drained. Why? Because the car lights were left open overnight. Why? Because my driver was in a hurry and forgot to turn off the light. So with 3 or 4 whys, I was able to figure out the root cause of yung problema na nadiskarga yung baterya ng sasakyan. Now, if I didn't do the 5 whys, I could just stopped and said, the car won't start, the battery is dead. Let's replace the battery. I did not solve the problem. I just addressed the symptom. The symptom that the car won't start because the battery is dead. But the real problem is the car won't start, the battery is dead because the driver left the car lights open. You have to get to the root cause by asking why. You can break down your answers as much as you like. The 5 is just a number, no? You can do it in 3 whys, 2 whys, 5 whys, 8 whys. It depends on the situation. Answers should always be based on facts and data, not assumptions. No? So whenever you ask a question of why, the answer should be based on facts. The answer should be based on data. Parang yung the car won't start, di ba? The answer to the why is based on data. When I open the light or where we open the headlight, wala. When we looked at the dashboard lighting, wala. So clearly, there was no electricity flowing in the car. That is fact-based or data-based, hindi assumptions. So when you're answering the why, you should always stick to facts. It's as simple as that. Take the problem statement, keep asking why until you can no longer ask why, keep the answers based on facts and data, and you get to the root cause.